Last week I went to the Taco Bell and I'm like, all right, I get a cheesy roll up, add beef, add tomatoes, and she's like, you made a beef Meximelt? I go, yeah. It's like, it's back on the menu. I scream so loud, I'm like, yeah, it's back. He's like, you just made me the happiest guy ever.
Moment,
dude, I don't care. That lady made me so happy. She was laughing on the other line, so I'm so glad I got to make your day, sir.
Welcome to another episode of Don Draper's Den. On this podcast, we discuss branding and marketing and how it touches so many aspects of our lives. We also talk a bunch of trash about food and culture and music and nostalgia and possibly each other. We very much hope you're entertained and can gain some insight from two marketing professionals such as ourselves. I am Chris, and this is Ari. In this podcast, we get into polling and big data and Taco Bell and living in Ohio and the Philippines and just all over the place. It's good times. Really hope you enjoy it. So please share, subscribe, comment, help us blow this thing up. We want to spread the word on this podcast and make it huge. Without any further ado, pour yourself a glass and let's get into this. Cheers. So, yeah, we're drinking tea. We're not, it's like cold season, man.
Yeah.
It's like the flu is going out
November,
there.
fall.
Yeah, right. And now the heat, that's the worst. In my apartment, there's like dry air. So I'm like, damned if I do, I'm going to freeze. I hate being cold. Or I can turn up the heat, but then my sinuses are a mess. Again, these are first world problems. I realize how lucky for me.
Yeah.
Still, now my kids got to deal with it. God, and anybody with kids, like, you can't get them to blow their nose. It's just, I just can't stand it, man. So it's a lot. I'm sick with it.
Hannah and I had a whole discussion last night because we need to monitor the AC and the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the meantime,
you're like penguins.
Yeah, but the meantime, Lily wanted to open up her window and sleep with the window open at night. Right. And I'm like, no, you can't do that because the window her room is right near the thermostat. So if that cold air is just coming in, it's just the AC unit is going to be running all night, trying to keep it warm.
Right.
And guess what? Who has to pay the electric bill?
It's not her.
Right. It's not her.
It ain't Lily. Yeah, man. Yeah. And that's why so as you recover from this cold, you're smoking witch hazel. What is it again? Mullein?
It's called Mullein.
Wasn't that a report?
It's called I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's Mullein, I believe.
Sure.
It's like an herb.
Right.
Anyways, Hannah got me onto it. She's like, here, intake this. And I'm like, okay, I'm
you guys
completely trustworthy.
You do have all that
stuff. And I'm like,
in your house, bro.
Right, I do. You have a lot of different stuff. And I'm like, well, so where did you get this? Where does this come from? She's like, oh, our backyard. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. This added to the medicine cabinet. There's like, it's a very nice house, old farmhouse, right? Nice property and everything. But you go in and it's like a little about big, and there's a bunch of stuff like in jars. Mm-hmm. And I haven't really looked too hard last time I was over there, but I'm like, what is it?
Because during this winter, so we have like springtime, summertime projects.
Yeah.
But as we head into, the fall, winter season,
right,
we're making all our hot sauces from any of the harvesting that happens in the fall. Okay. We're grinding up and making tinctures out of the herbs, and we're often like brewing beer like throughout the winter or something like,
Right.
We're always doing something because, trying to make sure we don't get caught in a seasonal depression. We always try to keep ourselves preoccupied. So we have like winter, cold weather activity. And part of that is she makes tinctures and things like that. So, and I'm just a guinea pig. And of course, I don't do any research. I'm like, okay,
sounds good.
Sure, I'll drink that.
Thanks, honey.
Meantime, she's giving me this voodoo shit,
bro. It's witchcraft. It's witchcraft. You know what's funny though? Now that you say that, now that I get the vibes, I'm also thinking like every time I see something where you're a little on the fence, but you end up, example, the puppy, right?
Yeah.
Little knucklehead, little pit bull you guys got. Now I'm kind of like, oh know, man. She's got the voodoo on you.
She does. I guess every woman, they have...
There it is. Go ahead. Tell them.
It's true. I think every woman has this Jedi mind trick where they just know how to manipulate the man's mind where we crumble.
Yeah.
And if we don't, then they have the laser eye beams. Like, you ever seen that Tim Allen? What's that Tim Allen show? Tool Time? Yeah. And I remember I remember this particular episode where this young guy is like, whatever, I don't know what you're talking about. This, the women's effect that they have with their eyes. And all the older guys are in the hardware store saying, okay, yeah, you have experience. Yeah. And then one of the older guy's wife comes in and has, yells at one of the guys, has that death stare, the laser stare. And all the guys are like, look away. They all look away, except for that one young guy. He's like, oh no.
Right.
She's got me. It's so true, man. If they don't get you with the Jedi mind trick,
right?
They get you with the laser eyes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
I mean, really, it's
not really a lose battle.
Your vulnerability is really that's the power. I get you. If they're so inclined, right?
Or it also reminds me of have you ever seen My Big Fat Greek Wedding?
No, I have.
I heard it's the first movie is so good.
Right.
Well, there's a statement there where the lady says, the older mother says, "Oh yeah, the men are my husband is the head of the household, but I'm the neck." It's so true, dude.
That's a wild way to put it.
Right. All right. So I think that's what happened. She proused me up well enough that I feel like I'm respected.
Right.
The man of the house. Actually, hey, look. Here's a new dog. 3 goats, 4 sheep, 150 chicken. Like, wait, what?
And then if you should show too much disdain about this, why do we have these animals? All of a sudden you find yourself sick. You're just, what?
Tinctures, dude. Tinctures.
I get it. She's a nice lady.
No, she's awesome.
She's a nice lady.
She's awesome.
Make note. I support you. So speaking of being sick, sick of the election.
Oh,
sick of, dude. I don't want to hear
it's a day, dude. It's over. Hopefully,
red, purple. I don't care anymore.
Let's just get on with life.
Just do the thing already, man. Please. Wow.
Today's a day.
Yeah. I mean, here we are talking about it. I don't even want to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it in a little. So
it kind of snuck up on me though. It's weird because as much as I got calls, and text messages, unwanted text messages, and social media feeds, popping up all over the place.
Right.
What was odd is for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but the actual day of election just kind of popped up on me. I'm like, oh wait,
really?
It's next Tuesday.
I guess so. I guess.
Wow.
Yeah. I guess
I've been trying to tune it out so hard,
right,
that I, ended up forgetting the actual day.
Yeah,
but
it feels like it's I guess finally here in a relief sort of a way. And not just get it done.
Yeah.
The thing that we've talked about the salesy marketing kind of narrative control and all that sort of thing of the political campaign, right? We did that. And so from this perspective, from the marketing world, it's interesting to see how that goes down, right?
Yeah.
It's been there. On a personal note too, it's weird how the impact of presidential elections, it looks different. It reminds me of is hearing a song. When you hear a song, you're 21 and you're just like, oh, this is it.
Yeah.
And then you hear it get Bob Seger. There's a couple of his songs are, Like a Rock. Now you catch me at the right moment, listening to Like a Rock. I'm just crying in my Ford F-150. I'm having a moment. I'm out in farmland, like a rock. I'm like, I'm just a mess. But at 21, it's a whole different thing. It's there. Yeah. So each presidential kind of cycle, it's weird. I was young, down with the man.
Yeah.
They're all looking to rip you off. And as I get older, it just changes.
Yeah.
It's strange. And every 4 years, I'm just like, this hits different. But that said, I can see the tricks. I feel like the Matrix like the curtain, it's just ever so more pulled back year after year after year.
Yep.
Maybe it's just me being jaded. I don't know.
I think it's a combination, right? Jaded.
Yeah.
Also, the older you get, the more responsibilities, the more heartache, the more pain you go through.
Yeah.
As a result, it might impact how you care about the elections, or caring for it or not caring for it, being jaded, not being jaded for it.
Yeah.
I think just life gets you.
Yeah.
But when you're younger, you're like, you have all this opportunity ahead of you to one point where you might not even care. I don't care.
Doesn't even matter.
Right?
Yeah.
But now, for me, this election matters.
Right.
I care because it's going to impact my business potentially.
Right.
Have you seen some of the commercials, like the 11th hour commercials that come out? You see, like Trump, he has he's at the podium when he got that assassination attempt.
Sure.
He's like bleeding down his face. He's like, fight!
Yeah.
We got that commercial going.
Fired up.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you got recently Kamala Harris had this commercial basically like encouraging, hey, wives, you don't have to tell your husbands what you vote for.
I saw that one too.
Right?
Yeah.
Just go and vote.
Encouraging
What?
most division in the house,
Right.
For the sake of it. All right.
Just go and vote.
Whatever.
Tell
Let's go.
them.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
I'm here for that.
We're going to that point now too.
Right.
Yeah,
I like the fact
guys,
that
you don't have to tell your friends.
Yeah.
Just go vote. You don't have to tell them.
it's just a secret.
Right?
Like a dinner party. So
Doing here.
I like that. In the beginning, right? You went in. I think we talked about this relationship-wise, marriage-wise, right? It was going up your eyes wide open,
Yep.
right? And then starts going. So this, I feel like maybe it's the opposite, because we were all nicety, up front, all this, pomp circumstance. But as you get closer and closer and closer, you just see they're really just shoot everything they got, every dirty trick,
Yeah.
all of it.
It's all coming out.
But I mean, honestly, if it was a knife fight, I know it's a knife fight, right? I'm fine with it, right? Politics is a dirty business. Got it. But if it's going to be a knife fight, let's call a spade spade.
Yeah.
Just do the knife fight.
Yep.
I'll get some popcorn. It can be, whatever, July. And you guys just talk trash to each other for 6 months straight. Sure, why not?
Have you ever seen this? Reminds me of another movie reference. Have you ever seen the Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Yeah, I saw
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, enjoy. Yeah.
Well, like when they finally discover that they're on, like they're both like spies and against each other,
Right.
that they start like attacking each other. At first, they start like shooting like guns at each other, and then they run out of ammo, and then they're throwing pots and pans at each other.
Yep.
They're fighting, punching. Like it's like as you get closer to the end of the election, man, everything's coming out: pots, pans, knives, fists,
Everything.
you name it.
There's no. I
It's just really ugly.
I just got done watching Peaky Blinders again, and it's like it's all on the table, right? Whereas like there's a certain honor, right? We're gonna have a war, but we're not gonna kill the kids. We're not gonna kill the wives. All this type of thing, right? Families don't count. All this,
Yeah.
and there's like this civility, this weird fake civility there. But then eventually it just devolves, right? And everybody's in the menu. And yet politics, very much the same thing. You just start there.
Just start
If you want to be that guy, to go, right? Don't lie to me like I'm a 4-year-old, right?
Yep.
Just give me the real dirt. And so the dirty tricks they're playing, the interesting part to me is the rest of us watching all this chaos and kind of reading the tea leaves, I guess.
Yep.
Calling the shot, like who's gonna speculation and like how they're doing that. I just saw and watch Breaking Points on YouTube, and they went in. Of course, they have legitimate, analysis they're doing, Pew Research, whatever it is, right? But they also have like a bunch of just podunk, ridiculous voodoo ways to tell who's going to win the election.
Oh,
Right?
polls, yeah.
Like, not even, there was like one where like
No.
a hippopotamus, a baby hippopotamus,
Oh.
was given a cake, whichever they eat,
Yep.
the Republicans, or no, it's like if a cake is sold so many times, right, that's an indicator. God, what else is there? There's a bunch of
I saw
ridiculous-
something even local, like the
Yeah.
local Buskin bakery. Yeah,
that's right.
Which cookie would you buy? You
That's
know?
right.
If you get this cookie with the, I forget what it was, the donkey versus the one with the elephant, and see who wins.
Yep.
Everybody's jumping onto that.
And even more meta about it is that Elon Musk, that very bakery, right here in Ohio, Elon Musk actually tweeted or X'd, I mean, I said it, about that bakery. And so now the funnier part was to see those folks on that kind of serious news channel, you know, news thing. They were like, "Oh, it's rigged." You know what I mean? Of course, kind of tongue in cheek. They're just joking around, but like, it was funny how like, even in this environment, even the damn cookie prediction is rigged. You know what I mean? It's like, we're all so jaded, man. Just get it done. And the polls are crazy. I don't know what to believe.
All the mantras. Did you see the recent one that's been popping up? Win big, or it's rigged, or something like that.
Man. Yeah, that's a great line.
Right?
That's a great line. Yeah, I wish.
But yeah, I mean, these polls. I don't know about you, but like to me, this is like Super Bowl night for me. Like I'll be up all night watching the polls. But I've been watching it, the past week. Right. And it's just crazy to see like how much the numbers, ebbs and flows for one candidate or the next candidate. And you hear all these pundits sharing favorable news of each candidate. You kind of, at the end of the day, it's because you sort of, it gets you spinning to the point where you don't even know what's true anymore, right?
No, yeah.
But obviously, hopefully, right, tonight we'll find out either tonight or if it's too close, they'll have to recount. But so these polls, right? Everybody's like, people are addicted to these polls. You want to see red or blue lighting up on the map.
Right.
Yeah.
The thing that I guess what it puts me in mind of is the predictive part of it, right? We're using such and such data to input into this machine, this widget, and frankly, it generally is like voodoo. Right. If you look at the stats with a lot of the prediction models and all this stuff, it doesn't give you 100%. Right. Fascinating little tidbit though in the world of AI. Right. I'll just try to bring everything into this weird discussion we're having. The human factor, bro. There's one or two people like pros in I guess the journalist business that have called it right, like better than 90% of the time.
Yeah.
To me, that's kind of interesting. Like, oh, okay, all right. So, that goes a long way, that human element.
Yep.
What it reminds me of, more so marketing part, is like how hard people miss when they just go with the numbers. I'm thinking of the movie reference would be like Moneyball.
Yeah.
Right. Where you went by the numbers. Yeah. The numbers say we're going to do da-da-da-da-da.
But the Oakland A's started doing that, right?
And you remove the human element, right? Either A, it's going to revolutionize and it's going to hit so big and wow, I can't believe I didn't think of this before. But it really does seem like, at particular market, it seems like, but you missed the human. Yeah. Like you really missed the boat here. God, I was like, what the hell? Not even close.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's all these second order and third order effects from it. Like, I'm trying to think of one. Was it the Pepsi commercial where it was a commercial produced, but it was critiqued as being like tone deaf because it was, I think, a Kardashian.
Oh yeah,
trying to be diverse.
It was featuring Kendall Jenner. I think I know each other.
Yeah.
But it was trying to promote, I think, a lot of the woke culture.
Right. That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they featured Kendall Jenner. They kind of went off their data, but it just kind of missed the mark, right?
Right.
And whether it was timing, whether it was just messaging and tone,
right,
it ultimately missed the mark, right? Yeah, I agree. I think sometimes there are people who rely heavily on that quantitative data, right? Then there's others who don't want to really see that. They're the opposite extreme. No, I go based off of feeling. It reminds me of that Mad Men episode. There's a Mad Men episode where Don Draper is working on a campaign, and there's this one researcher in the office who comes and says, "Hey, here's the data," right? And he's like, "What's this? What's this?"
Okay.
And he ultimately just takes the data and throws it in the garbage.
Yeah.
It's like, I know, right? And I imagine that was the sentiment a long time ago when data wasn't as hugely prioritized. Where, and maybe that's why if you look at some of those vintage commercials, you're like, whoa, how did you miss on that?
Yeah.
But they went off a feel, they went on intuition, a creativity, and looking at data was almost stifling. Like, don't give me that. It's almost demeaning, right? Yeah. But now, the amount of data that is being collected, the quality of data that's being collected.
Yeah, that's
data is such a huge buzzword nowadays that everybody's using it. Whether you're using it in product development, using it in launching ideas, or using it in marketing, right? Data is huge. Now you look at the polls, and sometimes I wonder, like, I don't think I've ever been interviewed for a poll, but that's not how it works, right? They use calculations to determine how many people of the general population that they need to interview in order to get a decent outcome,
right,
with plus or minus accuracy. But I've never been, right? So you kind of wonder, how accurate are these things? But like some of those people who are good at predicting, what you notice is they're not just looking at the polls. They're looking at external factors. They're looking at the qualitative analysis. What are people saying? They have their ear to the ground, listening to what's going on, what people are saying, and based off of a number of factors, they make their best educated guess. And those who are good at it, they know what variables to look at. They're not just looking at the polls. People like me who just get into that because if we look at the polls, we want to see the lights light up. But there's more to it than that, right? We're talking about the Pepsi commercial. That's one. A 1980s example would be like Coke. Talk about Pepsi. Well, Coke made a big blunder. Do you remember in I think it was 85 when Coca-Cola launched New Coke?
Yeah.
It was even a big deal.
Yeah.
It was in the news. We were talking about how the recipe of the Coca-Cola has been for years been locked up in this big vault. Not many people have access to it, right? But then here's this, based off of data, here's this new Coke, right? And it completely flopped. Based off of their data and their research, it seemed like a good thing. But nobody wants to try that.
Nobody wants new Coke.
Everybody likes the Coca-Cola. They like that recipe.
Yeah. That's like the new ZZ Top. What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's the Z. Just give me the stuff.
Give me the stuff.
The original recipe.
Right.
Stop screwing it up. Golly, man. This is way off track, but I don't care. Cereal recipes. Mm-hmm. Dude, when I was like 20-something years old, it occurred to me that I could go to the grocery store as a grown-ass man and get me some cereal. Just on my own, right? And I was like, this is going to be amazing. I'm going to eat all the cereal I want because I'm like 24. I'm ripped. I don't care. Boom. I go get me some cereal, some like Heinz snacks, corn pops, or whatever it was. But they had changed the recipe. It was Trix, if I'm not mistaken. And I remember biting into it in that first bite, and I was like, this isn't the original recipe.
Right.
I was so disappointed. Like, just don't mess with it. Yeah, but
don't mess with their stuff.
Talk about the blunder.
Yeah, don't mess with their stuff. Okay, I'm going to go even further. The other week, I learned something that Taco Bell brought back the beef Meximelt.
Okay.
Dude. When just a couple of years ago, I don't know what data or research they ran, but for whatever reason, they decided that no longer serve Mexican pizzas in the beef Meximelt. Okay?
You love Taco Bell.
I love Taco Bell.
So, I kind of remember.
So when I found out the Mexican pizza was gone, I'm like, what data were you looking at? Because I was not included in that.
Who lied to you, bro?
Who lied to you?
You've been led astray, sir.
And then they brought it back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. So then all they needed to bring was the beef Meximelt.
Yeah.
They let that go years ago. And I had to order, for years, I had to order cheesy roll-up, add beef, add pico. Then they got rid of pico. What Mexican-related restaurant doesn't have pico?
That would be...
What data did you look at?
It's like getting rid of...
So I had to order cheesy roll-up, add beef, add tomato, add onions, just to get my beef Meximelt. Well, guess what? Last week I went to the Taco Bell and I'm like, All right, I get a cheesy roll up, add beef, add tomatoes, and she's like, you made a beef Meximelt? I go, yeah. He's like, it's back on the menu. I scream so loud, I'm like, yeah, it's back. He's like, you just made me the happiest guy ever.
Moment,
dude, I don't care. That lady made me
What
so
an
happy.
American
She was
moment.
laughing on the other line, saying, I'm so glad I got to make your day, sir. I'm like, you did. And I said,
Dude.
for that, I'm ordering 2 beef Meximelts, baby.
Wow.
Dude,
Tears of joy.
So how does time? I don't know what research they looked at, but they looked at the wrong
They
data.
applied to. They were led astray, right?
They were led astray by the numbers.
Something, maybe the sales were down.
What they need to do is ask the Filipino American Ernie. My opinion is all that matters, dude.
That's the worst demographic. That makes no sense.
That's all that
How many
matters.
Filipino dudes are walking around Ohio, man?
Listen. You know what? You know what?
Ask all 12 of us in Ohio what we think, bro.
Ask anybody is Taco Bell like Mexican food. No, it's not,
No, it's
right?
not. You're
well,
100%
are Filipinos Mexican? No, we're not. Are we often related to being Mexican?
Right.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, kind
It's-
of adjacent.
So?
A bit of a sure. Yeah.
who understands fake Mexican more than me?
Dude, that is a valid point.
It's true. You know how many times I get confused for being Mexican? I'm just saying.
It's so good.
So who knows?
Yeah. All right.
Confusing non-Mexican things better than a confusing non-Mexican person.
Right.
Me.
Right.
So Taco Bell,
Thank you.
yes, thank you for the beef Meximelt. Thank you for the Mexican pizza. Do better on your research. That's all I'm
better.
saying.
Yeah. Don't trust. All right. So back to it. Don't trust whatever we assume. Who knows why they did, but we don't trust big data. Right. It seems like
No,
you're
I wouldn't
safer
say
bet.
that.
It seemed, from what I've seen, it seemed like I came to the conclusion safer bet on the people side. People seem to get it right, and if they miss, they don't miss as hard. But
I would like to say
I'm
that.
crazy.
I would like to say that, but the problem is the tools at which they're gathering or the methods at which they're gathering data,
Yeah.
big data now,
Yeah,
it's becoming more and more accurate. It's scary.
predictable.
Predictive stuff with all the things they're doing online. There's so much data being pumped in that it's becoming more and more accurate to a point where it's predictive. And so you can't discount data at all. But I do say that data versus or data without creativity and intuition is going to be lacking. Right?
There it is.
You do need that intuition. You do need creative. You do need people who are looking at the landscape, what's happening in the world. Marry that with the data that they're collecting, and then they can create a campaign or an ad or a narrative that's going to go viral, right?
Right.
For example,
Let me see what you come up with for your example.
well, here's an example of like intuition, right?
Okay.
And timing. So remember, well, you don't remember because you don't watch football, but there was a year when we were watching Super Bowl,
Yeah.
and during the game or midway, the lights turn off,
Okay.
goes black, goes dark. What's happening? It's the Super Bowl.
Right. We need lights.
Well, you know what?
Okay.
During that time, you know what happened? Was posted on Twitter and social media. Oreo posted it really quickly. Posted a message on Twitter with their stuff. You could still dunk it in the dark. You know who won that Super Bowl? Not only did the Baltimore Ravens win that Super Bowl, but Oreo won big time because they spent $0 on that marketing campaign. But when it popped up on their phone,
Right.
so many views, so many interactions, so many people commenting, so many, you know how much branding they got because whoever it was saw it goes dark. Boom! I'm going to post this photo and get it out there right now.
Right.
They were fast. It's very difficult sometimes for big data
Yeah.
to be able to predict that kind of stuff from happening.
Right.
Right? It takes intuition. It takes the risk. It takes somebody saying, I got an idea. We got to post this right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
That's why you do need, in marketing, you do need the big data
Yeah.
because it helps you it gives you more insight about your audience, more insight about the people you're trying to reach. and the psychographics, etc.
Yeah.
But you need that intuition as well to determine timeliness of campaigns, determine creativity of your campaign, whether to make something funny, whimsical,
sensitive.
serious, sensitive, right? Sometimes it takes a little bit of that
just human touch.
right, human touch. Right.
All right. So I'm thinking of the predictive part and a big whoopsie kind of moment when Target, I believe,
I think I know what you're talking about.
And the chick,
Yeah.
like teenage chick.
You read that? You saw that one too?
Yeah. Not good, right? So,
Not
so
good.
just to be clear, right? It's like teenage girl, maybe she had all the stuff around what maybe be considered you might have a baby, right? She may or may not have been, but the point was that it presumed so and then sent her a bunch of stuff.
Right.
That
Target had these model basically collect this data for purchasing habits, right?
Right.
Yeah, and based off of that purchasing habit, predicted that you're gonna have a baby. And so the last person to find out was who? It was the dad. Oh no.
That's rough.
Yeah, that's rough.
So
It's spooky.
yeah. Talk about a big fail. Talk about the feeling, even deeper than just the not the embarrassment, but just the heaviness of that too. Is like it goes deep in how our privacy feels, right? And then it's almost like instead of it being like a big shiny billboard, like, hey, if you need something, we're over here, right? That's fine. I can walk by your billboard. But when you do that kind of move, now it feels like you just reached into my pockets.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, what? I just was looking at baby toys. Maybe I got a nephew. I don't know. Damn. So that seems...
You know who does that really well? Kroger's. They do a really good job at collecting the data. I don't know what agency they work with, and I know somewhere downtown, but they collect a lot of data on your purchase habits.
Yeah.
Based off that data, they know what coupons to send you, what deals to give you.
I'm here for it too, man.
Right.
I want the damn deal. But by the way, for those around here in the Ohio area, how do you say anything else, sir?
Kroger's?
Yeah,
What do you call it, dude?
I call it freaking Kroger because there's no S. Kroger.
Kroger.
The Krogers. Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right, actually. I don't know why I say it that way.
Everybody does it.
Is it doing really?
Everybody does it.
Yeah. Kroger's.
Yeah, and to bring it back to our Mexican brothers and sisters, the funny thing about the Mexican American accent, is they're going to Home Depots. There's no S. There's no S. People in Ohio do it too. They do it to Kroger's.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, poor girl gets the pregnancy thing or whatever. Bad look.
Yep.
That's a bar. Pepsi, they totally missed the mark.
Under like a social Kendall Jenner.
Right. And honestly, like, okay, new generation. I don't remember when it came out, that commercial, but a little while ago. But I can see how they were like trying to be like progressive and forward thinking and inclusive and all that. And those are all fine, happy thoughts to have. Right.
Yeah.
So like, it's like the intention was fine, but ironically, it backfires on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all from big. I don't think that there's any way to, what people are talking about AI, replacing a lot of things in society. I think to a degree, maybe, right? There's a lot of like kind of sort of busy work, I guess, that can be replaced. But man, not, I care if it's like saying touch. It's just things we know.
Oh, that's another time we should talk for a later date is AI.
Yeah.
Definitely have to do that.
Yeah.
Because I do think that, and I joke about that around the office.
Yeah.
Like you talk about the Matrix and being plugged in.
Right.
Dude, I want to be plugged in. I want to be that guy who I go back, like, I just missed a steak. Here. Send me back. That's me, dude.
Nope.
But, so I facetiously say that, but my point is, like, I do value the AI, the data, the information that's coming.
Yeah.
It gets, obviously, there's a spooky side of that we talked about in the last podcast, but there's some value to that. And it helps you make better, more cost-effective decisions, right?
Fact. Huge time saver.
Huge time saver. If something doesn't work, you can pull the plug because you could read the analytics.
Right.
However, I don't want it to replace the creativity. That's what makes us human. That's what makes us different.
Yeah.
Is the creativity. You look all around us, from the artwork to the we talk about how many times are we talking about the music and the fans,
right,
the food, and that's human. That's creativity.
Yeah.
You can't take that out of the equation, right? You need that.
No, I don't think that. When I look at it, because you can get an AI, which really, what is that, right? You're talking about big work. It's combining the two, right? It's like this AI is going to help you generate the thing, right? It's really just a robot putting pieces together. I mean, the bigger data set that it has, the more capability it has, because there's things to pull from, right? So like with music, you can make a song sound just like whatever, really, right? Drake, AC/DC, Cannibal Corpse, you can make one, right?
Yeah.
But you can't really invent a new genre, right? You're not gonna,
Or can you?
I don't know, but as of right this second, it's something hits different, right? When it's, wow, I never thought of it like that. I never felt that way before.
Yeah, right. I mean, we don't know what the future entails.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where the whole scare comes in, in terms of like when AI starts to take over.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we don't know. Maybe there will be new genres, new food items created by new recipes.
New Meximelts. I've never had a
beef Meximelt.
Never had one. I've only had, I
tell you what, there is no AI that will ever create the beef Meximelt, nor will they ever beat the big beef Meximelt. I'm just saying.
Mexican. All right, hold on. First of all, let's say Taco Bell food. All right, let's not, because Mexican food's great, but Taco Bell.
Yeah.
It's really just the same thing.
Yes.
Just all mixed together.
Why do we make it a point to offend everybody in this podcast?
It's just the same stupid. It's like if you take the material in the taco and dismantled it and made the tortilla into just chips,
right?
You can make a salad out of it. It's just the same. It's the same crap.
Yeah.
It's not good for you.
It's not.
But is it? But is it? It's probably good for your soul.
I tell you what, when I've eaten food with some of my Mexican friends and had homemade stuff, made with love.
Not taking Taco Bell.
No. When made with that love, it's a whole new different experience. Yeah. Much, much better. I guarantee that. I'm not that ignorant.
I know. But sometimes it's nice. Sometimes it is nice to just be ignorant.
Yeah.
It's all get out.
But we eat food. I eat everything.
I'm like hungry now. I'm thinking about it now. Like, oh, it's so good, man. Or like,
yeah,
I saw like Indian food. We'll go off on food for a second. There's an Indian food truck, which, by the way, we're in Ohio, man. Right? There's like Indian folks are kind of, light on the ground. Right? There's not a lot of folks. Right?
So we down in Ohio. I'm telling you that.
I'm just saying.
I'm starting to.
I lived in Piscataway, New Jersey, right? And Piscataway, New Jersey, for whatever reason, a lot of folks there from that part of the world. And that's the case when there was one spot, I don't remember the name of the road anymore, but there was like, I don't know, possibly 4 to 6 Indian restaurants right around the way. And there was other, more obscure countries, like folks you just don't often hear from, like Liberia or something, and you get like, what? Right? And so there's this mass population, but there was grocery stores there where it wasn't uncommon. You could like find some good stuff. You could make your own stuff. It was very nice. Here in Ohio, to have yourself an Indian food truck, it's out in 71, out in 71, and it's just kind of obscure, but I'm waiting. Like, I hope they have, I want them to wrap the pita round like a tikka masala and have a tikka masala like pita, right? Just like we'd have like a gyro kind of thing. But I've yet to stop there. I'm looking forward to it, but it's been in my mind. Like,
all I can say is you cannot go wrong with Indian food for me. I just like Indian food.
Tikka masala, chicken curry, Do you like Molly Kofta?
I love it all. There's nothing I do not like with Indian food. I love Indian food. I don't even care if it's not even good Indian food. I love Indian food. If I was going to go vegetarian,
Indian food is the way.
Indian food,
Yeah.
Middle Eastern food,
Yeah. Anything about the Mediterranean?
yeah.
Right?
Oh,
Yeah.
so delicious. Man, they know how to do it.
Morocco. Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah. None of this like making vegetarian imitations of burgers. Like, no, come on. It's not a burger. Don't say it's a burger.
Yeah, it's garbage. And it's all marketed, right? That's how we know it's bullshit, because it's Orwellian in how it's presented.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like the politics.
Right.
Like how they what is the word? Oh, because on YouTube you can't say particular words. So what do they say? They say unalived.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Is that how you're marketing death to me now, bro? Really? I know what you're saying, right? I'm not even gonna say it.
Do you or what about those times when you see with cauliflower wings or buffalo cauliflower wings?
Yes.
Come on.
It's stupid.
It's
stupid. Don't you dare tell me that is such bullshit. If you
just
tell
say
me
it's wild buffalo sauce on cauliflower.
boneless wings, we have covered.
We already covered that
a long
extensively.
time ago, dude.
Yeah.
But
Is that
how
a
dare
chicken
you?
nuggets?
What the hell wing? What are you saying?
Is that a wing?
It's not a
Does
wing.
a cauliflower have a wing? No. Stop it. I agree, dude.
To be fair, buffalo,
Right.
they don't have wings.
That's why if I was to go vegetarian, I'd eat Indian. They don't say like, hey, all right, here, have this
Paneer and
vegetable
what else did they do?
steak.
Chickpeas. And
No, it's like, it just, you're right. It's tasty. It's so good.
so good, dude.
Yeah.
And well, depending on how the election goes, it get more expensive. But anyways, that doesn't matter. The point is, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, big data. So the predictive thing can go wrong, right? We've got examples of that. We know that there's still the human element. You got to have that, right? It just doesn't hit the same. I wonder if our debate, not maybe if, I know it will, like years from now when we look back, the debate we have around big data and like if we should use it and all this, man, it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
Right? We're only going to get better at collecting information. We're only going to get better at interpreting the information. It seems invasive now to me.
You don't think we're going to evolve with it, though?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying.
Like, maybe you and I, the older we get, we'll just be this grumpy old men, just,
like the old guy in Muppets,
right?
Yeah, that's
But the younger folks, they're going to learn. At least you'd hope.
they're going to learn how to use
embrace it. Right, embrace it.
Yeah.
They're going to be quicker with it. They're going to understand it much better than us.
That's exactly my point. Like, I feel like right now, because we know, I feel like maybe, how can I put it? It's like, we know what it's like to be without the Matrix, I guess, right? And at 43 years old, like, I'm right at the very end.
You understand analog.
Yeah. I remember, right? Versus my kids, who are not even high school yet, they're just kind of accustomed to, like, of course big companies know all your business. That's why they got me the socks I wanted. You know, like,
if you were to choose for an apocalypse, like zombie apocalypse, or like electric, what do you call that? The magnetic pulse, EMP. If one of those went off around the world and there's no use of electronics at all, would you rather live in a world like that? Yeah. Or would you rather live in a world of high tech, Jetsons, almost to the point of AI is
the Matrix? Like, it's about to. I would say that it's really hard to go back, man. Right. Your value, our value as men, as fathers, as all kinds of things that we are, like, our value to society right now is based on an electronically influenced technological worldview.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. And so when broken down, unfortunately, I'll do my best. Right. But if we go backward, essentially, into the dark ages, then it's like,
I agree. One reason. I'll give you one reason why I don't want to go backwards.
Yeah.
Air conditioning. Dude, I can't live without air conditioning.
Yeah, man.
Air conditioning in the car, air conditioning at home.
Dude, the lights, it's convenient.
Yep.
The whole world goes to sleep.
I don't care. I can do candles. I don't care about the lights.
Pouring wax on yourself.
But if I'm like sweating bullets in my office because of no air conditioning, dude, no.
What's that?
Can't do it.
That's, yeah.
Can't live with it. You know, like in other, and that's like in a first world, like United States privilege thing. I just
100%.
realized or learned, I was watching some social media posts. Like, what? Like England, they don't have AC everywhere like we do.
Yeah.
Like they don't sometimes have in their houses. They don't have like whole house AC units. They don't have in the house. They don't have AC units in the restaurants. They don't even have ice. And like I was watching this podcast, this German girl who like lives in Cincinnati, and she was talking about how they don't have the AC in Germany like in all places like we do.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Yeah. I never mind.
I love going there to visit.
Bro.
But if I don't have AC and I'm sweating at night, and you gotta like keep the windows open and run the fans.
Freaking or some shit like that. Like, wow. So I was born in Bogota, Colombia.
I know I'm privileged.
Like, if and that's the mountains. Like, it's cold there all the time. It's like a high of 68, right? So it's in the mountains. It's way up there. If I got to go back to that kind of thing, I'm good. I'm good.
No.
I assume most of the Philippines is going to be like jungle tropic, right? No.
Yeah.
No, it's hot. Everything will kill you, right? There's like spiders the size of dinner plates and shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
We're like now just a poor representation of Americans.
American, bro.
Because like
Nice
I
over
think
here.
majority of the world are just like, you guys are wusses.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so true though.
That's 100%. My ancestors were just owning the nose, throwing spears.
Not having access to ice.
Yeah. That's so soft. It's so
You know,
soft.
like the Sonic crushed ice stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like the best ice.
This place doesn't have ice. This one do.
Yeah.
I'm going back.
Yeah.
All right.
So like I learned too, like in like Germany or whatever, like the beer is like often like just room temperature or something. Is that true?
Probably. I don't know.
Like I can't. I don't.
Put together in Germany.
I wouldn't survive.
Was
food. Sorry, I just apologize.
What happens?
Yeah.
Like the potato and the pepper and the sausage. I can't. I want to eat that. I remember going to
Food. Speaking of which, can I say something like that?
Go ahead.
I saw this one, I don't know, social media post where they're saying like, how does like England like explore the world, conquering the world, and getting all these spices?
Their food is terrible.
And their food has no spice. Like, come on now.
They're just
Like, how did they miss
money.
that? Like,
Yeah, they're just consumed with money. Like, oh, this is great to sell. Dude, why don't you take 10% and use it in your dish? You know what their favorite dish is? How about the white bread with beans? Get gone with this. This is ridiculous. This is not good for your health. It looks crazy.
Right.
And then when they get to taste our food, dude, Southern American, like the East Coast, Georgia, and all this, you get some of that cornbread and like pulled pork and barbecue. These the Brits fall apart.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things to watch on YouTube. See Brits and Europeans. But most of
we're
the
like
Brits fall apart
students,
with our music.
we're like English, British students.
Yeah.
Test our food or Popeye's chicken. I love those videos. Or have you watched the guy that he has that channel, Josh from England? Oh, if you get a chance, he's so good.
Yeah.
You go look on like Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Just type in Josh from England.
Right.
But like he's a British guy, great sense of humor, just has a very like authentic, genuine personality. But he just loves like his business to America.
Yeah.
And it's fun because it's kind of like he talks about all these. He's trying everything for the first time. You know, the food, the going to these different stores, or experiencing different culture stuff, all for the first time. Yeah. And it just reminds me like how much I take for granted living in the United States. But he does it in a way that's like, oh, that's so cool. Like he does it in a way that's respectful to Americans.
Yeah, he's not kind of punching at us.
Yeah.
On the way.
But he even defends us in certain times because like some people make fun of us how Americans for example, don't travel the world.
Right.
But he's like, you don't understand. Like, the United States is massive. But you don't even have to travel the world. There's so many places and different geography, different regions, different cultures, different foods, different flavors. And I have to travel, so you can't down them, you know?
Yeah.
I really like it. If you get a chance, check out Josh from England.
We'll shout out.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know why people feel the need necessarily to leave until they've explored, right? Like, I look forward living in America. Like, I look forward to getting a couple of extra shekels together so that I can go see something. Like, I haven't seen the Grand Canyon, right? There's a couple other things like that where I'm like, I can't believe this is here, man.
Yeah.
Right. And then, like, I get it'd be really cool if I could have like that cultural experience of going from Spain to Austria or something like that. Different thing, different language. But man, having the availability right here, it's all you want, man. Most of the world wants to come here. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Anyways. All right. I think that's a lot. Big data. We got far on that. All from the polls.
Yep. Selection night.
Selection. What do you think?
Election day.
Are you going to flip a coin? Do you have any bets? Betting line on the
Yeah, if you want to go there.
Fantastic.
I have my hopes and dreams, and I have the reality in my mind, and I'm just hoping that, you know, my hopes outweigh the reality.
Very stoic, right? I can't control.
Yeah.
It's just going to be what it's going to be, man. You know, but we've got to adapt and move forward.
Well, ultimately, I think that's what makes us unique, or like just as humans in general, right? You kind of learn to adapt really fast.
Yeah.
But of course, I think that one candidate could probably help us more than another candidate.
Yeah.
You know, but who knows? I'll wait till tomorrow or after all the riots are over.
Stand, bro. I hope not. Yeah. I hope it goes smooth. I hope that nothing crazy happens. I really don't want any of that. I'm thinking about it. And I hope that we can feel more united. That's about all I know. Yeah, I wanted to feel a little bit more like when I was a kid. And it was just like, we're all watching Top Gun together. That's what I want. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yep.
I'd say that's a good spot to sit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then we'll take a sip here, or I'll take a sip. And we'll say, from the iconic era of advertising to the digital age, I'm Chris.
Yeah, I'm Ernie.
Keep it legendary.